is up, everyone? 4PP, episode 5 now. Crazy to think about. Episode 5.
Yeah.
Wow. Already at 5 episodes. It's pretty impressive. Wow. Good to see you boys, as always. Always love seeing your beautiful faces. It's gonna be a little bit different pod play with a little 3-man weave today. Ryan's out with the flu. Little illness that he had going on, so he's rest. He will be missed. He will be missed, but he'll be watching. He'll be back next episode. So we're gonna do a little bit of a different pod today. A little 3-man weave. We're gonna limit it on the NBA talk. We're gonna do a lot of MLB talk, go over some power rankings, some teams. Us three are super hyped for baseball season. We'll talk about that this episode. Going to some MLB. I know these two were asking about college basketball and stuff because they're not big like college basketball guys, but there has been some big stories in college basketball as of late. Especially because just leading into the league and stuff like that. March Madness coming up, always a fun time. And then just wrap it up with some fun topics, talk about, chill, talk, and then let everyone have the rest of their night. And then on to episode 6 we go. So life updates. Nick, you have probably the most important one out of everyone, so we can let you go. We can let you go first if you want.
Yeah. We're about 2 days removed from a little meniscus repair shave off situation. Knee's pretty swollen. Can't really walk much, but got mom's here with me, taking care of me. Big snow day in Portland yesterday. And
crazy.
We're snowed in.
I saw Dom.
You could ice your knee in the snow.
Also a good point. Also a very good point. And I didn't realize how much it was. So I saw Dominic's story where he was like, "Oh, it's the biggest one in like 80 years, or second biggest one in like 80 years, or some shit."
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, I think they said like 10.8 inches or something like that.
That's crazy. It's
ridiculous.
So much more than average. 10.8 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. And Kevin, I actually had a question because you had asked about if it was like a shaven or like a full whatever. I'll let you describe it because you had 2 questions about the meniscus that Nicky had. So what are the 2 ways that they could have repaired Nicky's meniscus? And then explain both of those 2 options real quick for the dummies out there.
Oh yeah. I think we touched about on it last episode.
Oh, we might have
4 or 4.5. I don't remember. Basically, the 2 options are they repair it, where they basically just sew it back together. Which is the ideal option because you save it, but it's a longer process. It's 4 to 6 month recovery.
Oof.
And then
that's tough.
With Nick, they just shaved that puppy down. So
that means there literally is no there's just no meniscus.
Well, they just shaved the part that's injured. I don't know how much they took out, but
okay.
Basically, it's just get the swelling down, get the strength back up, and good luck, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of nice, at least. Shorter recovery time is always nice.
Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks is way better than 4 to 6 months. So
that would have sucked.
But,
Oof, that would have sucked. God. You have a follow-up soon or something like that, I think you said?
Yeah, follow-up appointment on March 14th, but I'm assuming once I get the swelling to go down, I just gotta do probably some PT, just exercises to strengthen the knee back up, and then soccer season around the corner, back to hooping.
Love it. Gotta get you back to full strength. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Back to 100%. So good to hear that. Rest up for Nick. He'll be back out there shortly. Kev, anything to do in the medical field? Anything crazy going on with you, or how's it been?
No, nothing's changed. Just working and getting ready.
Yep. Same, honestly. Nothing really new with me either. Kind of the same thing, just working. A lot of long work days, but just kind of working, chilling. Get back into the swing of things. College basketball coming up, or March Madness coming up soon. Super hyped for that. So baseball season coming up, which we'll get into obviously shortly. And I don't know. Sports is always it's a good time for sports. Summer coming up too. Good weather.
So let me hear a little bit about that. The March Madness thing in Vegas. Sounds hella fun.
Yeah, it's cool. It's so Noah's brothers have been going to it, and they're older than us. They're 32, 33. They've been going to it for a while in Vegas. It's essentially called Hoops and Hops, just like it's in this year. I don't know where it was when they did it back when they first started, but now it's in the Cosmopolitan. And it's just in their massive, one of those humongous ballrooms or whatever rooms that those are. And they basically it's super sick, $300 a day, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Because they have it, I think there's 3 days of tickets, but the first 2 days are the 2 sides of the round of 64s, because those are the 2 that have the most amount of games going on. So it's both rounds of 64. They've always done one day, but and we did one day last year. This year we're doing both the days. So I get in on Wednesday, go Thursday, Friday is the event, and then leave Saturday night or Saturday afternoon. But yeah, like what I said, it's just a huge ballroom, $300 a day. There's TVs literally. I'll try to link a video here. I'm pretty sure.
We're getting coffee.
I have it. Hope to God I remember this. But it's a really cool video, and it's like basically showcasing like TVs literally all around the wall, like all around the wall, open bar. I don't think
Don't they have like a
the
sports
food's free,
book
but-
in the
Yeah, they
room?
have their own dedicated book, so you don't have to go down
Mhm.
to like the actual
Okay.
Cosmopolitan Sports Book because there's people betting like literally all day. Like it's just like some people have some people have first half bets, some people have second half bets, some people have betting this game, that game, this
So
game,
you're
that
betting
game.
on every single game.
Pretty much. I mean, it's just like a degenerate
That's
heaven. Like you're
nuts.
basically just putting, you have like parlays going. You got like the table next to you has Arkansas, they're playing Vermont, but you have Vermont, and it's just like you're rooting against people who are sitting right next to you. And there's no like fight. It didn't get like hostile or any fights or anything like that, but it's just crazy. Like, yeah, it's the most fun I've had at like an event type thing ever. Just insane. Open bar too for $300. So really cool.
Wow.
Hype for that. So that'll be the first few days. I think it's like the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th when I'm there. But the event is on the 16th and the 17th. So
Love that.
yeah, gonna be a fun time. Excited for that. Love college basketball. March Madness is always just super fun to watch and have a bracket and everything. It's just a super fun time for sports. All right. We'll chat quickly. How about we chat a little bit of NBA All-Star game. Touch on the NBA a little bit. General thoughts. I mean, I hated it. I thought it was awful. I know that was
Underwhelming.
probably the general consensus of around. Yeah, very underwhelming, like Kevin said. I mean, Nick, is there any like, I don't know, is there any fix to the All-Star game? What would you like to see them do?
It's
I don't know.
tough. It's tough. I mean, I know like a lot of ideas were thrown out, make it as if the All-Star game has some sort of incentive for seeding.
Yeah.
So like this matters to the teams, but at the end of the day, like I don't know how do you motivate millionaire athletes to put on a show when they're just trying to save their own bodies for like the remainder of the season.
Yep.
It's tough because someone made the comparison to like preseason when they play pickup at like Chris Brickley's or whatever,
I
and
saw that.
everyone's trying hella hard.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to get clips, but why is it that in the All-Star game like they just don't?
I think it's just like the national stage. I was like thinking about that too when I saw
Yeah.
that. It's like it's got a pickup, like you don't have like cameras on you. It's like if you were to get injured, like there's less scrutiny versus like if you got injured on a national stage, like in an All-Star game. So I don't know.
Yeah. I will say the dunk contest was I thought Mac McClung saved the dunk contest a little bit though.
Saved it for sure. Saved
Oh,
it.
yeah. That was the
there's
best
some,
event, I think.
There's some very underwhelming dunks in there.
Oof.
But Mac McClung's definitely saved the day with that. I thought he did great, and it's super cool to see someone like that come in. And I know people were skeptical because he's like barely played. He's put like 2 games in the league, but
The thing for me, like I guess like with the All-Star game was like, why was it so like low effort this year compared to like the years past? Like I felt like the last few years they were at least kind of trying at the end of games. It was like actually pretty intense.
Yeah.
Like they were going at it, and I felt like this year it was just a cakewalk. Like
I don't
no
know.
one was trying.
I don't know why.
The scoring format a little bit because they had it like, remember like the Kobe year, like it was like
Yeah.
played at like 24 or something like that, or
it was like
I don't
4
know,
different. Wasn't it like 4 different like
I didn't even watch this
quarters
year,
or
to
something
be
to
honest.
24?
I watched the highlights.
yeah.
I mean, I was barely
you didn't
watching
miss
it, dude.
anything. It was
Yeah,
so
it was.
boring.
Is just. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's a fix. I don't know what it is. Do you have it like someone was like, do you have it USA versus the world? But it's like that's like the Olympics basically. I mean, but so it's like, what do you? I mean, literally, how do you mix it up? So how are you gonna make Giannis go hard? And he's like, I don't want to do this. Like this is awful. So yeah, I don't know.
I also feel like there's a bunch of NBA players who just aren't built for the All-Star game, and they're like Luka, like Jokic.
Jokic. Yep.
Like they're not built for the All-Star game, but they're such good basketball players. So it's kind of like
agreed.
Anticlimactic, but
agreed. I don't know. Or do like all events only. I don't know. Like, but add a couple more. Do like because everyone wants to see a 1v1 event and shit like that. And I don't know what other events you could think of, I guess. But maybe like a 3-on-3. I don't know. It's just
That's
something.
what I was thinking. I was like a 3-on-3 tournament would be kind of sick.
I think 3-on-3 would be cool, and have it like a tournament style or something, and then
the tampering would go crazy in a 3-on-3.
That is true.
Like
low key.
Oh damn! I have hella chemistry with this dude. Like, let's recruit him in the off season type situation. I don't know. That's what I
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
Every LeBron pick, I was just thinking in my head, I'm like, he's tampering, man. He's just tampering.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The Kyrie pick, like, come on, man. Like, really?
It's too easy. It's too easy, bro. Anything else NBA wise? I don't know. Warriors suck.
Just need Steph back.
Need Steph back. Saw Wiseman getting some good run with Detroit. That's always cool to see. Shout out to the big dog. Before the break. So, crazy how that went down, bro. I'm telling you. Yeah, it's crazy. How about we move into some fun ones? Let's start with a little bit of college basketball talk. Just a little bit. So one of the biggest news, obviously not great news to talk about, but I mean it is news, is Brandon Miller of Alabama was involved in a murder with, you know, the death of an innocent. I think she was like a mom too. It was brutal, just absolutely brutal. But basically what happened was he had a gun in the car from someone, and then you know, his buddy asked him to come bring it, kind of like what Kevin said earlier. And then I don't know, I didn't read into it too much if the buddy had like said why he needed it, or he was just like, hey, I mean,
I don't, they didn't like mention that specifically, but like
that's the thing. It's like it's 12:31 a.m. and your buddy's like, hey, I really need that gun. It's like,
yeah,
oh, okay.
So you gotta be thinking something.
You gotta, and that's what everyone's saying, right? Like it's like, oh, he didn't know, he didn't see it was even in the car, and then he just drove it because he didn't know. It's like, come on, like
what? Why would you bring? Oh, you know, I want to. I really just want my gun with me right now.
Yeah, it's like, come on, dude, something. So that's where people were, and so essentially what happened was, so that all the news broke where he was the one who came out where they found out that he had the gun or he was the one who delivered the gun, and basically, Alabama had a game the same day, so everyone's like, okay, they're definitely not gonna. Like, he's got the way he plays, right? Just you never know. He obviously hasn't played yet, hasn't played. Coach comes out and does I don't know if you guys saw it. I'll try to link it. It was the worst press conference I've ever seen. He essentially just said, yeah, the whole coaching staff knew the whole time. Like we knew that this had happened.
What was his quote? He was like, wrong place, wrong time.
Outside of practice, nobody knew that was going to happen. College kids are out. Brandon hasn't been in any type of trouble, nor is he in any type of trouble in this case. Like, the wrong spot at the wrong time. So we'll address it.
Yeah, I said wrong place, wrong time, and we're like, everyone's like, what? So worst press conference ever. So everyone's already getting on this guy's ass. And the game comes down. The game comes, you know, he plays. He doesn't get suspended. He doesn't get it because he's not guilty of it yet. They didn't press any charges or anything yet. The police department, whatever. He goes out, drops a 41-piece McNug, and the game winner. So, and he posterized someone like top 2 of the season so far. So, some would say he was a killer out there. I don't know. He was killing it out there. But all jokes aside, by the way. Yeah, I mean, it was just a crazy story. I thought he should have been suspended. Like, what do you think? Do you think he should have been suspended for at least that game, even though he hadn't been, like, they hadn't fully said he was guilty yet or whatever it was? They had to like actually press the charges. Do you think he still should have been suspended, or are you just like, let the guy play till shit goes down?
I mean, I feel like maybe like suspended by the team while they investigate or something, but like, I mean, they're not gonna suspend, like the league's not going to suspend him unless they did like a full investigation. And
stuff. 100%.
Oh man, I don't know. That's tough. I will say though, I saw like highlights on TikTok, and the top comment, oh my god, they said, what did they say? They were like, this is the pure example of the two-way shot creator. I was like,
yeah,
my god, man.
The comments are so great on those videos.
Oh my god, I should have screenshotted some of them, dude. They were, again, the situation like we're talking about is not a light situation to talk about. We're not. It's just the you know, repercussions of it being on the social media now. Yeah, it's two-way shot creator. Oh my god,
so bad, dude.
Yeah, it was bad. So, I mean, again, that was the story. It was a big story. He came out and absolutely fucking dominated and hit the game winner and said, I'm him. And everyone's like, but in what regard? So, again, hey, we don't know yet, but it is what it is. Other college basketball stuff, there isn't like any like national stories. I mean, I don't know. Did you guys have any like questions about any college basketball? Or I know you guys both watch it.
who's like even? I feel like there's no one like a top dog this year. Is it
Not
Houston?
even like
bracket tips. I need some bracket tips. I love
not
making
even like
Yeah.
yeah, I got you. A lot of the mid-tier seeds, you really want to like a lot of those in the upsets, like the 11 seed. You never want to play an 11 seed or a 10 seed or a 9 seed on a neutral court because it's such a dicey situation. I mean, I won't know.
Let's hear your top pick and then like a sleeper pick. Like
Oh God. Okay. Top pick, I probably have to go with. I was so on Purdue. Purdue has that big, tall Asian guy, half Asian, half white guy, Edie. But as of late, they got upset twice in the last 2 weeks by Maryland and by Northwestern, I think. Both unranked teams, and they were the number 1 team in the country. They lost both times because teams are just essentially, I mean, as you can imagine, they were just dumping it to Edie, and then Edie would dump it out to a shooter once they doubled, and no one could stop them. And I don't know, teams just started to figure it out. They're like trapping on him essentially when they go the post entry, and then they're just being really quick to dice out to the perimeter to kind of like, mitigate some of the touches that Edie's gonna get. But so it was Purdue for a while. It's not really anymore after that. I'd probably have to say Houston as probably my one that I like to win. All around, just like a really good team. They play really well defensively, and they're a very fast-paced team. So I really like them because they can outpace a lot of teams. Sleeper pick. Probably Northwestern. They're like the 18th team in the country right now after being unranked for a while, and they're just playing unbelievable basketball. So can I see them making a run to win it? It's tough, but I can see them making like an Elite 8, maybe even Final 4 run potentially with like all that momentum. So if you're listening out there, look out for Northwestern because that team's really solid. So yeah, we'll have some more as we're getting into the greatest weeks of March Madness now. So our next episode as well will be right around March Madness too. So we'll touch on that once we kind of understand who's going to be in what. Kevin, Oregon sucks, so that sucks. Nevada's actually decent. We have a chance, but Oregon is weird because you always think, I mean, they're Oregon. They got to pull out something. Like
they're always like they always figure it out.
True, you're not wrong.
But the last time I was like a few years ago, I think it was Peyton Pritchard's last year actually, like they were dog shit and they somehow won the Pac-12 championship and then they went to the Sweet 16. It's like they just figured it out, but this year is a different level of shit. Like
I don't know if they're still able to pull in the same amount of recruits that they were before. I don't know.
They have a 5-star center. They have another 5-star coming in next year.
Right.
But I think like they usually pull like a lot of like JUCO transfers or like guys from Canada. I don't think they got that this year.
Yeah. They struggled. I mean, they came out like at the beginning of the year they were all right, and I know they beat didn't they beat Arizona or was it was at least close?
No, they beat Arizona.
That's what it was. They beat Arizona early and they
lose
decent.
Like to dog shit teams.
Exactly.
They lose, like Colorado.
Yes, exactly. And that's where it kills them. And especially with the Pac-12 not being that great anymore, those wins are huge because if you're losing like against like Colorado or like Washington State or some shit, like that's a quad 4 loss, which isn't great for ranking. So yeah. That's always tough. UNR hopefully should be in there. They're looking at like a 10, 11, 12 seed maybe potentially. So go Pack. Hopefully they're in there. Nick San Jose State's all right, but they pretty much blow. And Notre Dame for adults doesn't have any sports teams. So hey,
they have sports teams. They're like D3 though.
Yeah, it's like badminton and stuff. But hey,
man,
all right. That's all right. That's all right. You did your education there. You were not a fan of the Spartans, and you made a quick transfer. But hey, that's a time. That's a whole nother time for that story. All right. Let's get into some exciting stuff, Nikki.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we going to talk about?
Let's talk about some MLB, man.
Talk about some MLB, man.
Coming into
it.
I'm
excited, man.
I'm excited.
So Nikki's in a cool league. Nikki, tell him a little bit about the league that you're in, the NL1, because I had never heard about that before you had told me about it. Like I never even knew.
It's like a pristine league. Me and Adam cannot get in that puppy.
First of all, yeah, let's write that as a disclaimer. We've been begging to get in this league, even promised a little bit, and it's just been, brutal. So it's prestigious, folks. It's prestigious. Nikki, explain what the league is and how kind of different it is.
Yeah, so it's with my dad and his friends. They've had the league for I want to say like 10, 20 years. He's been doing fantasy for the longest time. So this league specifically is National League only. So only National League teams, and it's auction. So you're bidding, for players every year. Then you're also keeping 10 people going into the draft. and everyone's
wow.
on a contract.
Okay.
So it just makes it super fucking complicated, but it's really fun as well.
That's fun. It's different. I think it's cool, especially the keeper stuff and like the have them because I know we just started that with MFL for NFL, Nikki, and because they for the people out there, like him and his dad is and their friends do like the craziest football leagues as well. So the other ones like that too now where we have like contracted players and for a set amount of time. So
Nicky did lose his starting pitcher because he got traded to the AL, or he signed with the AL.
Had DeGrom at like a low dollar amount because he came into last year injured. So had him for like, like middle level. I think I had him for like $18 versus like, name another good pitcher from last year. I don't know, like Scherzer went like $38, right? Yeah. So I have DeGrom for like $18 and then he signs with the Rangers. So I lose him. I get nothing back. I mean, you get money back, but like,
you just get the 18 back.
Just the 18 back, but like all the blows.
I'd be so pissed if my star player went to the AL and you just lose them.
Yeah.
So speaking of the AL, I have a question for you guys. So powerhouse move in the offseason, as most baseball fans know. I'm sorry. Why did I think from the AL to the NL was Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer reuniting on the Mets. So crazy rotation. First of all, I've seen some crazy stats that they posted up. I'll try to put some here if I find some of like. There's only been 11 Cy Young winners that have done whatever. 3 of them like are on the Mets right now and shit. There's like a bunch of cool stats that they have. So I don't know, Nick. I guess I'll start with you. Actually, no, Kevin. I want to hear from you. Can the Mets be like? Because I know they had the biggest choke last year, pretty much ever. To not win the division, they lost like 10 of their last. It was something absurd. It was so bad. And they choked. Everyone was like, this team's insanely good. Can that team be the same or even better now with Verlander on the team? Like, do you think him and Scherzer are going to be like that disgusting?
It's so hard. Like time and time again, like they prove us wrong. Like Verlander was dealing last season, like absolutely dealing, and he's 40 years old now. It's like, I don't know how you bet against him, but it's with baseball, it's so hard. The Dodgers have the best team every year, and they still can't win like the championship.
True.
I think the Mets will come out of that division, but it's also tough. The Phillies are so good.
I want to talk about the Phillies too, because I just texted about it, Nikki. Do you think them, especially with the addition of Trey Turner, which was great to see leave the Dodgers? We wanted to get him, but there's no chance there. Him being added to the Philly with Shorby, a healthy Bryce Harper, and like that rotation that they have, like, do you think that's a team that can definitely step up to the plate and contend, kind of like how they did last year?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think their rotation is decent. They have a good bullpen. Trey Turner is obviously like a ridiculous addition. I think it probably depends on how long Bryce Harper's out, because I know they said he's out like at least a month or so.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know all the details about that, but the Phillies are tough, man. There's a lot of good teams in the NL. Just makes you worry about the Giants, but
makes you. Yeah, the Giants are a whole like. Trying to look up Bryce Harper.
I mean, I guess the Giants are a whole tier under, if we're being honest. But
we're
still gonna watch some games this year. We're still gonna watch some games.
Of course. You gotta love on my favorite is like a nice Thursday, middle of the week, Wednesday, 105. Turn it on, and you're just watching the Giants play, whether it's Logan Webb and then fucking watching our bullpen blow it time and time again. It's just
Tyler Rogers in there throwing little meatballs.
Yeah, Tyler Rogers pumping 84. It's like, I don't know.
Now he got his twin brother there. Like,
oh yeah.
Both.
I mean, we have Benea too, so that's a cool addition. Who did we add in the outfield? I'm absolutely drawing a blank. Mitch Haniger. Mitch Haniger as well.
It's so funny still how someone said before free agency that the Giants' big splash is going to be Mitch Haniger and fans are going to riot.
Bro,
and that tweet came out so true.
It's crazy how accurate that came out. It's also so sad, bro. Like, what in like? Oh God, it's just when I guess the Carlos Correa stuff, it makes you feel a little bit better. Of what happened with the Mets. So it's like, all right, well, at least he's back on the Twins and he's on a way smaller deal for like 5 years now or 6 years. So that makes me feel a little bit better, but. I don't know. Farhan's got to be on the hot seat because how good is our farm system even right now? I know we're waiting on
middle tier.
Tier. It used to be really solid.
Like Luciano, I think is our only top prospect, like top 25, top 50 prospect.
And then they said Kyle Harrison's supposed to come in this year, right?
Yeah, I think that's
pretty good.
I think that's the plan. He's supposed to be pretty solid.
But
I mean, you have Joey
Yeah,
Bart too.
Julio
who-
Ramos is ass. Like that guy
he's
sucks.
terrible. He's terrible. I mean, Nick, your guy Lamont, does he find a starting spot?
It's a Lamont year this year.
He's
Does he
starting at
find a
first
starting
base.
spot? He's gonna have to at first, right? 'Cause they're moving- Okay, yeah. So I guess he had some rough stretches though, Nick.
Yeah. Well,
Some
so I
rough
saw
stretches.
an interview with Kapler, and he was just saying how like obviously rule changes are going to benefit the lefties a lot. And they're saying Lamont's coming in really healthy to camp. And last year he had like a bunch of weird injury stretches, different injuries that just like lingered throughout the season. Obviously I'm just gonna say whatever because I fucking love Lamont Wade, but
Valid.
it's a big season coming for him. Big season coming for him.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Yeah. I was God, I just wish we got like at least Aaron Judge or someone, man.
Just one big free agent splash like would have made the season. Like, I would have been so excited.
I know. Same.
I know one big one. We haven't had something like that in the Giants for a while now too, which sucks. But yeah, I don't know. The fact that the Dodgers and the Padres are so fucking good in our division, it's like we are gonna have to claw for a wild card position. So I mean, I guess I'll ask both of you this. I think we've already talked about it before, but I think I'll get it so we have it on the pod. Nikki, do we hit 80 wins?
I think we go right under 80 wins. I mean, like, I just feel like there's going to be a stretch of the year where it's like they're just going to continuously lose games over and over again, and it's just going to be like just impossible baseball to watch.
Yeah.
I feel like I could name a stretch last year where that kind of happened. So I feel like the losses will stack up, lack of wins, and we'll be pretty mediocre again. So
yeah, we just can't hit the ball, dude. Like we can't hit the ball and keep up with other teams, especially when our pitching isn't even that great. Like I'm not saying our pitching's that great when I say that too about our hitting. It's like, so on the games that like Logan Webb's not shoving and people aren't shoving, like we need to score what 5-6 runs to keep up with somebody, bro. Like playing the Dodgers and the Padres, you might be able to get them like that on one game, but otherwise you're gonna have to be scoring 4, 5, 6 runs a game.
Yeah,
I genuinely don't know if we can do that. So
I remember like at least I don't know how many of Alex Cobb's starts last year. Like he'd be 5 innings in and it would be 0-0.
Oh my god,
he'd be pitching so well, but like we would just give him no run support. And then it would just happen, like a couple runs, they got to pull him. Bullpen comes in, and we're like 7-0 down. And
yeah,
it's like,
no, exactly. Then it compounds the injury. It makes it so bad because our bullpen was just brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Kev, 80 or do you think under 80?
I think under.
I'm under too.
Like the wild card is going to be ridiculous because, like, okay, say the Dodgers win the division and the Mets win their division. You're still competing with the Phillies and the Padres for like a wild card spot.
Gross. Like there's just no
with other teams as well. I don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening either. It's just gonna be one of those. I don't even know, man.
I think it's sick though this year that they changed it where you play every team now.
Mm-hmm.
I do really like that. I do really like that.
Sick.
I've always thought that it is annoying that you're watching this. You're watching us play. Like we never get to see. Get the Yankees to come in, or we never go over to New York, or have the Red Sox in. It's cool to see stuff like that. But yeah, Giants season's gonna be interesting. I'm trying to think of any other big splashes. Nikki, does big Portland, Seattle guy now kind of as your second team for the most part. Julio Rodriguez, J-Rod. Man, rip Fonzie, first of all.
Not Fonzie.
Got his girl stolen. If there's one person where it would have been stolen to, and you gotta kind of like shrug your shoulders.
Yeah,
it's J-Rod. I mean, the guy.
Give a little backstory to the podcast or to the listeners.
Yeah, I guess people don't know. So, professional soccer player, professional soccer player plays for Dortmund. I'm sorry. Oh my God, plays for Bayern. Plays for Bayern. He's Canadian, pretty well known on social media and stuff like that. He's had his girlfriend. They were dating for I think like 4 years or so for the most part.
Super public relationship.
Super public relationship because she is also a professional soccer player. She's also Canadian, and she was playing at PSG at the time this last year. And yeah, it came out that they broke up or whatever. And then at first people were like, "Oh, she's dating Mbappe," like she's dating Mbappe, and everyone's like, "Oh fuck." But that kind of dwindled down, and then it ended up coming out randomly that she was dating. How the fuck she got connected to Julio Rodriguez, I have no idea. So now she
played in Seattle, like soccer wise.
Because she left PSG and went to that like U.S. Women's League or what? It's not even like it's like the other league,
USWL or something. Yeah,
USWL, and so that makes more sense, Nick. So he did that, or she did that, and then I mean that's what I told Nikki. Like, is there's one guy
And Julio's a very handsome dude. So
He's
it's like
handsome.
very
He's
good
that
guy.
guy.
Very, he's that guy. Like, and
He's
it's
gonna
like
be the next guy to sign the 13 years, $400 million
Exactly.
contract.
She wants to lock him in full time. So yeah, so obviously like Rip Fonzie, it's our guy. But Nick, J-Rod, Seattle Mariners made a huge splash last year, especially getting into the playoffs and making a little bit of a run there. Do they have the star power to do that, or do you still think they need like one or two more weapons, whether that's in the bullpen, another starter, or just more hitting? I don't know. What do you think about the Mariners?
No, I think they're great. I mean, like I went to maybe 3 games last year, just drove up to Seattle, and like the energy was super good. I mean, they have great fans. Pitching was good. The bullpen was good. Obviously you got your star player in Julio, and then your role players who were like overperforming, I guess. I know they added a couple of people. Can't name names right now. I don't follow the AL enough, but man, they were right there last year with Houston too. And then I forgot what game it was. I think they were gonna win that first game in the 5-game series, and then Jordan hit a walk off someone. Do you remember that?
I do remember that now that you're saying that.
They were gonna win game 1 against the
Yeah.
Astros, and then Jordan hit a walk off.
I do.
Wait, in the wild card, did Seattle come back from like?
Yeah,
Was
wasn't
that
it
the
like
game? Were they down hella? Was that
Yeah.
game?
Oh, who did they play in the wild card? I forget.
They were down like
I
hella runs.
forgot they have Teoscar Hernandez too.
Dude, they're nice, man. Seattle is
That team's-
Crawford, Colton Wong's actually pretty good. Ty France. Shout out to Noah.
Ty France.
Ty France. Because that's like that one dude. TikTok. That was like one of the first ones he did was Ty France.
Who's that rookie that sucked? That was supposed to be a stud. Was it Jared? Is Kolelnik?
Yeah, Jared Kalenic. Yeah, Jared
there you
Kalenic.
go.
That guy was supposed to be a stud, and he
He
sucks.
was. Yeah, he did not turn out well. It has not been great. Nick, did you see who they played in the wild card?
No, I did not. Sorry. I'm sure looking it up there.
Let's see. So 2022 wild card.
I can't find it. It's just frustrating.
It's hard to find.
How do I
Blue
see-
Jays. The Blue Jays.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yes.
There you go.
And was it from a pretty big lead? Was
I thought they were down like a bunch of runs.
they may have been? Honestly, I forget.
On the scorecard, but my shit is lagging.
Oh, Nick's video does not look pretty. Okay.
Oh, they
Yeah.
were down 8-1.
Oh,
That's
geez.
what. Oh my God, that's what it was. 8-1, dude. Jesus.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Shout out Seattle.
So
That's Seattle.
shout out Seattle. So you like the stadium? You thought it was pretty cool, like pretty cool.
Yeah, it was
atmosphere?
tight. It was really cool.
That's sick.
I'm
gonna cover again.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Until Portland gets a team. Just kidding. I don't know if that ever happened, but that would be really tight. I would get season
Kevin.
tickets.
Thoughts on the A's potential move to Las Vegas?
They should.
I think
I
they
feel
have
so
to.
bad for them.
I do too, dude. Those games are
As
depressing.
a fan, like you lose your star player every year.
Every year. Sometimes not even like not even till the end of the season. They're trading people mid-season, so they need to get out
How
of
is
there,
your
man.
payroll under 100 million in this day and age? Still? I don't get that.
Yeah, that's just management and ownership who just don't care. Like they're just straight up just don't care. Because that stadium's depressing when you go to an A's game.
It's so dark.
It's
Yeah.
so bad, bro. And Vegas games would be lit. Same what happened with the Raiders, and same what's happening with the Golden Knights in hockey. Everyone loves those teams. Like they are obsessed with sports over there.
Yeah.
Obviously so. I think it'd be sick to have another baseball stadium out there. Probably be hot as fuck because you're playing out
It
in
would be
Vegas in
hot.
July. It'd have to be a dome probably. The more I think about it.
Arizona does it. You can do it.
True. So I don't know, but yeah, the Blue Jays are another team, by the way, because I know Kevin, you said that earlier, who I really think could be like an underdog, slept on World Series contender. Is that a hot take? First of
Nice.
all, is that a hot take?
No, not at all.
I don't know. I think that's a possibility for me. I think if they really hit stride,
I
I
got
mean,
Brandon Belt
Bichette,
now.
they have yeah, Brandon Belt now. Someone like Bo Bichette coming into form. Obviously, you have Vladdy, who's just disgusting, and the amount of the roster that they have. I don't know. I think the Blue Jays can be a little bit of a sleeper pick for me. So if they end up winning the World Series, I'm coming back to this clip. But
Like that.
yeah, so Anything else MLB wise you guys want to talk about? We're super hyped.
We're gonna do power rankings.
Oh,
Or
Yeah,
quick
let's do
yeah.
those
power
power
rankings talk?
rankings. Yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah.
get these power rankings. So everyone pull it up on your phone. I'm gonna. Nikki sent it to us. I'm gonna have it up on the screen right here, by the way, everyone. So you have it. You'll see it right here above my shoulder. This whole time. All right, let's talk about it. So, I guess you just want to go through the list from bottom to. We'll go from 10 to 1. How about that?
All right.
All right. So, up to 10, obviously. Freddie Freeman. Thoughts on Freddie Freeman? They have him here as the second best first baseman in the league, behind Paul Goldschmidt, who we'll go over. I don't know. Freddie Freeman, obviously, after coming from the Braves, he's obviously super hot. Came back to the Dodgers last year. I think he still played. Didn't he play pretty well last year? Freddie
Yeah, he
Freeman.
was solid.
So,
I think
it was
he was
just
solid.
that one hiccup where he was like,
Yes.
"Oh yeah, I probably would have wanted to stay in Atlanta," which was like,
Ah.
"Oh, wait, what?"
Oh yeah, he was
I
like
remember that.
crying,
Yeah.
and then said, "Yeah, I should have stayed."
Yeah, he
Super
basically was
awkward.
like, "Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I left." It's like, yeah,
He's a dog though. He's very good.
He
he's
is
a
a
dog
dog.
though. He was batting at 325 last year, actually.
Damn.
Holy shit, did he really? Oh my god, he did in 612 ABs. Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah, so Freddie Freeman at the 10. I think that's, I don't know, I'd say it's standard. Nothing too
Hmm.
crazy. The 9, Yordan Alvarez, left fielder, DH of the Astros. Disgusting player.
That boy gross.
That boy is nasty. I think he was definitely top 10 in my opinion. Kevin, do you think it kind of a smash top 10?
It's for me. It's tough just because he only DHs like basically.
Yeah,
I
he
feel like
didn't
there's
play
so
a ton
many
of left field.
two-way players. Like I don't know. That's tough for me. Like
Having a
yeah, I'll put
DH
him in
there?
there.
Okay, I see what you mean though. That's actually kind of a valid point. You know what I mean? If he's really only going to be DHing, he should be even, even crazier at the plate.
Like his
So,
value just goes down to me, but I understand it. He raked last season,
yeah, I feel that.
so
He did. Jose Ramirez, third baseman, Cleveland Guardians.
Shout out the Cleveland Guardians, man.
Really good.
They made it
really
pretty far last year, right?
Yeah, really good
They were
MLB The Show
solid.
player. They were solid. Really good MLB The Show card. Jose Ramirez. I think that's valid at the 8.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's pretty standard. Wouldn't really move that up or down. I don't think.
He hit that celebration last year. What did he do?
Oh my
He
god.
either Euro step. No, he didn't Euro step. What
No,
did he
didn't
do?
Euro.
Or he rocked the baby. He rocked the baby, right?
Oh
Yeah,
wait, no,
yeah.
that wasn't him. That was the other big dude.
Did someone else
what's
do it
his-
to him and then he did it back or something?
No. Oh,
swear he
I
rocked
know
the
what you're
baby.
talking about. I know what you're talking about.
It wasn't Jose Ramirez. It was
wasn't
the
Jose
other.
Ramirez. Oh, I don't know if Noah.
No, that guy
I don't know if
sucked
Noah's
too.
up-
He just like, oh, I can see his face too.
Fuck. Who did that celebration, Nick? That's gonna drive me crazy, bro.
Oh, Josh Naylor.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay. That makes
He
sense.
did that against Garrett Cole, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
there you go.
Oh, you're right. Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's so funny. I fucking hate
That's when
Garrett Cole.
was that the game after where Garrett Cole was like crying? Remember that one interview I had last year? Where
Oh
he
yeah,
was like,
he was like literally in tears. Yeah. He was I would think it was after that game, but I'm not 100% sure.
Funny. That's so
God,
funny.
I hate Garrett Cole with an absolute passion.
too.
He's
Me
an
too.
absolute cheating scumbag. But yeah, so I like that. At the 7, Paul Goldschmidt, so good, just
Yeah.
so unreal good. I'd say that's pretty standard at the 7. I don't disagree with that. He's really solid. Go up to the 6th, another ridiculous infielder for the Cardinals. Nolan Arenado.
Oh, it's my guy. It's my guy.
I love Nolan Arenado. I've always loved Nolan Arenado because of how good of a fielder he is. I always you got to respect someone who can do it on both sides, but do it on both sides really well. And Nolan
Mhm.
Arenado was just insane in the field. He had a cannon too. Let me link this clip right here if I remember this. Do you guys remember when he was on the Orioles and he had that? Wait,
The Rockies?
no, wait, was it Nolan Arenado?
Orioles?
I don't think he was
No.
on the Orioles. He was on the Rockies.
No, you know what fuck me. I was thinking about Manny Machado. I don't know why that came in my head.
You're
Because I thought
good,
it was
you're link a Arenado clip anyway, because shout out to my boy.
Let
man.
me
Link it anyway.
let me link an Arenado clip right here. He's solid, really good in the field as well. He's got a cannon. No, a cannon of an arm. So shout out to my guy, Nolan Arenado. If
Yes,
you ever
sir.
want. All right, number 5, Nick. This one's questionable
There
for
you
a
go.
lot. This one's questionable for a lot of people out there. A lot of people did not like it. Manny Machado, top 5 player.
Manny
in the league.
Machado is very decent. Okay. What I wanted to ask you guys was they said the other day that his agent said that he would opt out after this next
that.
year.
Yep.
To get a pretty big payday. If you're the Giants, are you throwing some cash at him? The Giants have money to spend next year, do they not? I mean, like,
I hope so.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's even better. I don't even know. I mean, we would think so, but
Didn't we
I don't
spend like a shitload of money still this offseason?
yeah,
all these mid-ass players.
All these mid
mid-ass
guys.
players, yeah. So I don't
I
know.
want to say
I like Manny
sure.
Machado, man.
How old is he? 25?
No, he's got to be older than that.
Older.
Oh, you're right.
He's
'Cause
probably like 28, 29.
Yeah,
Manny,
but in his prime though.
Manny Machado is 30. So that's
30.
next year. He'd be 31. What's a bag, Nick? Like, I don't think he's gonna get a 10-year.
He wants the 8 to 10 year. That's just what you have to do with that.
Yeah,
To keep a guy like that, like in this.
I mean,
age,
someone's
it's
gonna
like,
give him the money, right?
Yeah,
Why not be us?
someone will pay him.
Do
Yeah.
you think he's worth that though? At 31?
No, of course not. None of those contracts are. But you have to accept that you have to pay him $100 million at age 38 because you're gonna pay for his prime.
Good point. Good point. And then you just kind of take it to the chin. All right, yeah, that's a good point.
Same with Judge. It's like the same exact situation with
True,
Judge.
true. Yeah, that makes sense. Nikki, is he a top 5 guy in the league?
It's tough. There's a lot of good MLB players. This might be a little high for him. I feel like
I agree.
there was also stretches last year where I feel like he was not that great. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really see him. I'd even put Nolan Arenado above him, to be honest.
I mean, is he even the best player on his team? Can we talk about that?
Well, here's another one that while he's actually playing in his prime, Fernando Tatis Jr., is he eventually a top 10 player in the league? I think
I think he is right now.
He is right now. That's what I was going to say the same thing. I think he is right now.
If-
Granted, not playing, but
Yeah, we haven't seen him play for almost a year now, so
yeah,
TBD. But if he's the player he was before those
I think he's top 10.
heads, yeah, he's top 10.
Agreed. Yeah, like Nicky said, I don't think he is, Nick. I think it's Fernando Tatis.
He's not the best
or
player
even
on his team.
Or even
Yeah.
he might be the 3rd best player in his team.
That's what I'm saying.
Literally.
Juan Soto's pretty damn good too.
You cannot be a top 5 player in the league and then be the 3rd best player in your team.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's a crazy. And okay, so that's that. The top 4 to me here, as we look at this right here, these are just another to me, and tell me if I'm wrong here, another just tier of players. So we're gonna go into this right now. So here's one guy who I am obsessed with. Pause. Is Mookie Betts. This guy is an athlete. Just a fun fact, like everyone's probably seen him on. You guys have seen it, like he's like bowled multiple 300s in bowling.
He's
He runs-
dunking.
He runs routes like he's fucking prime OBJ. He's dunking, windmilling on the basketball court. Like he's just an athlete. I don't know how he does it. He just showcases it so well on the baseball field. In every way, he like is able to showcase his athleticism.
He doesn't have a weakness, like actually.
He doesn't. It's actually unbelievable. He's like a 300 hitter, literally a Gold Glover, and he's fast as shit. Like it's like, and he's just so consistent. So I mean, I don't know, Nick. What do you think about Mookie? Do you think it's a smash top 4 player in the league? Like he's gotten to that tier of players so far, or do you still?
No,
Yeah?
100%. Only Dodger player that I don't absolutely fucking hate.
Agreed.
He's just so
Agreed.
tight.
Yeah.
He's so tight, and his swagger is so cool. Like, yeah, gotta
Swagger.
respect Mookie Betts.
He's so sick, bro. So sick.
That easily one of the worst trades in sports
Oh,
history.
the Red Sox one.
The Red Sox
I
one.
cannot believe how bad they got fleeced. Like the fact that they gave it. I mean, that package will forever be unbelievable.
They really thought Alex Verdugo was going to be the next coming.
Wow. I think you just said that out loud. I'm like, wow. I don't even. That's crazy. That's really what it was. Jesus Lord, dude. Oh my God. Okay. We're going into the number 3 spot, Nikki. To me, this is the best baseball player of all time. The best athlete of all time on the baseball diamond is no other than Mr. Mike Trout. Nick, with Mike Trout being a 5-tool player, how he's been his entire career, it doesn't matter if he plays 60 games or 100 games, he will bat 300 and hit like 35 home runs. He'll do it in 35 straight games if that's the case.
Yeah.
He just has that literally. He just like last year, I think they had some crazy stat like he was still batting like
I feel like he didn't
310.
even play a ton of games last year, but his numbers were still ridiculous.
Like 33 home runs and like 120 RBI, whatever it was, some unreal stat. So with that being said, with how consistent he's been at that high of a level and just how he is a 5-tool player, kind of like how Mookie is. Is top three warranted or should he be higher, lower? And thoughts on if he's best athlete baseball player of all time.
So I saw a tweet today that said this is the first year in like 8 years Mike Trout wasn't listed at 1 or 2 in the power rankings.
Wow.
Which is kind of interesting.
I didn't know that.
Big statement from MLB right there.
Wow. What do you think, Nick?
But yeah.
I mean, numbers wise, he's ridiculous. Health wise, it's like when he's on the field, he's amazing. I guess what I would say is like, how do the Angels have 2 top 3 players in the league but can't make the playoffs? Is my question. Are they that bad of a franchise? I mean, give me some insight there.
They might be having 2 of the best players
of all time.
Yeah, that might go down as one of the biggest like bust situations ever, or disappointing. Like
it's like Shaq and Kobe not making the playoffs. Like
literally, yes, that's exactly what it is. So with that being said, that Angels team, by the way, I say the same thing every year. It's just so sad because like Mike Trout is so good. Shohei is so good, and watching them just be so mid and like turn out so mid is so sad to see those 2 athletes never being able to showcase it at like a World Series level. Like is that too big of a like is that like too far to say? I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy to me, but
I feel like that's valid. I remember like watching ESPN like at night, they show the highlights and stuff. Yeah. And every night it would be like a stat like Shohei Ohtani's the first player to throw like 7 no innings and hit like 3 for 4, and they'd lose the game to like the A's or some ridiculous shit. And you're like, how the fuck did they lose?
Forgot about that.
It's crazy. It was like several times that happened throughout the year.
Yeah, they had that one game where I swear to God, it was like what you said. He was like 3 for 4, 2 home runs, and like 7 RBIs, and they lost like 8-7. It's like, wait, what?
It's impossible.
Like this guy is single-handedly just basically out there by himself. So
they refuse to pay any pitchers. Like, tell me the last time they had a good pitcher other than Shohei Ohtani.
Like Jared Weaver, who people thought was like
Jared Weaver from 2010. Like,
yeah, literally though, they haven't had anyone. They don't sign. That is so weird to me. Actually, now that you say that.
They had Syndergaard for like part of last year until they traded him, right?
That guy sucks.
That was funny, Kevin. That was funny.
They thought they brought Thor back. Like, oh, he's gonna have a big bounce back year after having like rehab. No.
The Magic Johnson, I ain't gonna be there because Syndergaard was booty cheeks. Like Kevin said, they thought they brought the Thor back, and I was like, oh god, not even close, my boy. So yeah, crazy. All right, into the 2 spot, Nick. No other than Mr. Aaron Judge. Mm-hmm. Kevin, is Mr. Aaron Judge the second best player in the MLB? Yes, no. All I want to know.
Right now, yeah.
Okay, so it's deserving of top 2.
He can't not be top 2 after last season.
A question: is he going to do that again this year, or will he have a massive decline? It's pretty hard to follow that up. So
it's not going to be massive.
You don't think he's going to bat like? You don't think he's going to bat like 220 or anything like that, and just have like a stinker?
No.
Okay, Nikki, what about you?
I mean, definitely deserving of top 2 player after last season. I don't think he follows it up with like a better season, but maybe not much of a decline. I don't know. I still think we should have paid him, but
I do too.
He leveraged his situation so well, though.
I mean, he couldn't have done it any better. Couldn't have done it any better. It's also funny that Rodon's on the Yankees too, which is like, oh yeah, the fans don't boo you over there if you do bad. It's like,
I thought he said the fans do boo you, right, or something.
No. He said they don't. They like if you do bad, they don't even boo you or something like that.
As
in
Giants
San
fans,
Francisco.
yeah.
As Giants fans, yeah, but like when you go to the Yankees fans, like they'll boo you and show you, and he's like basically saying like the fan faces, the fans are just.
I
Like,
don't know. Rodon seems like he just takes me as like a dick. Like I don't know how else. He just seems like an asshole.
Noah's
He also
brother's
looks awful without that beard.
Noah's brother's wife
yeah.
is coworkers with his wife, with Carlos Rodon's wife. So she talks to him about all the shit. And he hella wanted to go back to the AL East
Damn.
whole time. So he like hated San Francisco. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say. Aaron Judge, I don't really like him anyway. Fuck him. So it is what it is. And then Nick, I mean, I'm gonna ask you one question here. I want to answer yes or no. Okay.
Okay.
Will Shohei Ohtani be the best baseball player to ever play the game? Yes or no?
Ooh. That title though, like, has to come with some like winning statistics.
Absolutely.
So he's what, 29? 28, 29? So like he needs to win some shit. Like, okay, the MVP is obviously cool, but like, are you gonna win on the national stage? Are you gonna make deep playoff runs? Are you gonna like? I feel like, I mean, if you want to give him that title, I mean, he's got to win more than just MVPs.
Agreed.
But he's.
I feel like his prime's just gonna be too short. Like he just he came into the league too late.
Yeah,
but
that was another
question. Go down as a baseball goat.
Okay, I like that. And that's what I wanted to ask you is, do you think his pitching and hitting will basically both be at this par for a few years, Nikki? Like, do you think it can last for the next 4, 5, 6 years where he can be on that level of being maybe not batting 300 and, pitching under 220, but like still being pretty solid on both levels? Like, do you think he can consistently do that, or will one start to decline, or if not both?
I think the pitching will decline for sure. I just feel like the arm goes first, doesn't it? Like, how much wear and tear can you take?
Absolutely.
But I'm sure he can fucking hit all day forever. So.
Yeah, I don't think his hitting will decline, dude. I mean, there were some games he'd pitch and then he'd go back into right field.
Yeah, it's nutty.
Like they're just working the guy like a dog. They're working the guy like a dog. So I mean,
they have to.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the team is so bad. Oh my lord. Yeah, God, that team is so bad. I'm so sorry. Such a sorry ass
he's
team.
another one that they said that he might, or his agent said he might opt out after the year.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. Someone's
I saw something today that said he's gonna for sure leave.
Someone said today, or I also heard someone say, it's funny because we just hear it on fucking Twitter. We have no idea if it's true. But like, he's like, oh, someone's like, oh, because he just signed with, was it Reebok or New Balance? New Balance, right? Because it's whatever. It was one of the two. Yeah. I think it was New Balance. And their headquarters are in Boston. So everyone's like, oh, I heard he did that because he's going to join the Red Sox and blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, what? Like, some people just, I don't know. It's like, where do people even hear this shit from? Like, that doesn't mean anything. So I don't know where the guy's
given up all hope that he's going to the Giants because
I'm not. I have no expectations anymore, ever.
I've been hoping for 3 years, and after this last offseason, I've given up trying to hope for players. And
I'm just happy we got rid of Brandon Belt, dude. Like that's all.
That was a win in itself. So
I was over the whole. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm so sad." Like Brandon Belt's gone. I'm like, yeah. He had his years, but that was it. So
he had a year. Actually, he had a at bat. He got 10 years with the Giants off an at bat.
That's a very good
against
point.
the Nationals.
Actually, a very good point.
Oh, Brandon Belt.
Yeah. So pretty crazy top 10 list. God, I'm just excited for the MLB. I think it's gonna be a great time. Nikki, World Series winner, go.
Whew. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna say Seattle, man. Seattle could come out the AL.
I think they're a sleeper.
Pick.
I think they're a sleeper. That was mine too. That was mine too. Yeah.
I have no idea who'll come out the NL. Hopefully not the Dodgers. That's all I care about.
I think the Mets. I think the Mets are going to do it.
Mets are very good.
Francisco Lindor, I think they can actually get something done. Also, I've been seeing a lot of the live at bats on TikTok of like the different spring trainings. Do those come up on your guys' For You page too, where the live at bats on these teams?
No.
Oh yeah.
I saw Ronald Acuna Jr. going up against Max Fried the other day in like an inner squad, and it's just like raw pitching, like, and it's just hearing them talk shit. It was pretty cool. So, yeah, man. I'm excited. That World Series winner of yours is also the Mariners. Okay.
Yeah.
Let I'm gonna go with the New York Mets.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Put it in the book. Put it in the book. New York Mets, World Series winner, 2023. To me. Any other big points that we missed on the MLB, boys, or are we kind of just excited? I mean, spring training is obviously coming up
Excited.
now.
Mhm.
I'll even fuck around some of these days and throw in a goddamn spring training game, and I don't even give a fuck about. But it's just let's watch some. Hey, let's watch some ball. Like,
Yeah.
let's just watch some ball. Like, just sit there and just watch some good baseball. So it's exciting times. I love it.
Love that. Love that.
All right, we're wrapping it up. Kevin had to head out, take care of some business. So the boys are here. We're gonna wrap it up. A little bit of Premier League talk. Nikki, I'm gonna start with you. Arsenal, first place. It's been looking grim. Had a few rough outings against Everton and Brentford, but which actually should have been our win after that disgustingly awful call by the VAR ref. But City dropping points last week was huge. Thoughts on Arsenal? Thoughts on our title race?
Really close title race. God, we could have separated it by a lot of points at this point. Taking 1 point from Everton, Brighton, and Man City is really rough. Didn't expect to beat Man City, but like Everton, Brighton, I mean, both Brighton. I mean, sorry, not Brighton, Brentford.
Everton and Brentford, yeah.
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 I mean, title race is close. I mean, I feel like it's gonna come week in, week out. Really bummed that did not get to watch the Aston Villa game live since it was at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that was the
But,
Villa game was
crazy highlights. I mean,
crazy highlights. Yeah, I agree. I guess we'll throw it over to this guy. They're now in fourth place. Shout out to Spurs.
Talk to me about the Spurs, man.
Spurs. Thoughts on the Spurs? How do you feel being in fourth place right now?
Yeah, we don't deserve fourth place at all. I'm gonna keep it $1.50 with you. It's honestly an awesome place to be in because we've been playing so shit. It's really frustrating and very demanding. Not everyone could be a Spurs fan. We go in, give a performance of a lifetime against Man City at home, give them a 1-0 defeat. Pep goes home, bald ass head, scratching, pulling his hair out wherever he can. And we go and drop against like a 4-1 stinker against Leicester City.
Oh,
that's rough. That's rough.
Chiefs defense, it was tough.
Go to the San Siro. We didn't play bad in the Champions League, but
did you say you should have won that game, or it was?
Yeah, we should have won.
Yeah, 1-0 defeat. It's tough.
1-0 away. It's all right, but
yep.
You don't know who's showing up. Like you really don't, and that can't happen with the team with the type of players we have. Like I would have been fine with Harry Kane leaving to Man City a year ago. Like he deserves so much better.
Yeah.
But honestly, yeah, Spurs is what it is. I'm actually I love watching Arsenal play.
Wow.
Cool.
I like that. I like the respect though that's given.
Of course.
I don't think you guys are gonna.
So he thinks we're gonna choke the lead. I actually don't really hate that because we probably will. I'm always just thinking negative, so I don't want to think positive. But yeah.
Like I thought United were done today. And they
yeah.
back against Barcelona. I
they
think
look
they
good.
can squeak in a second place, and it all comes down to you guys.
Yeah.
So I really think if Gabby's able to come back and fill in for Nketiah and finish the chances that Nketiah really can't, because Gabby's way more creative. He'll drop into a false nine, make really nice passes to Saka, and it'll allow Martinelli to be more creative on the wing.
Yep.
It'll unlock what you had in the beginning of the season. You guys didn't lose for like.
Yeah, they didn't lose. Yeah, literally.
I don't know. I love watching Arsenal. They're so fucking sick.
It's gonna be interesting when Gabby comes back because everyone's like, oh, he's got to earn it, and then the last 4 weeks,
his spot.
He's missed. Because at first, I'm not gonna lie, in that first few slated games after Gabby was hurt, Eddie was like solid.
Eddie was banging him in. Yeah.
Like, okay, this might be his spot to lose then. And then the last 5 weeks, he's probably had like 3 chances every game and absolutely blown each one of them.
Yeah.
So I think it's Gabby's spot for sure. And if he can, like I said, if he can finish the spots like Kenny can't.
I think he just offers a lot more too offensively.
Agreed.
Eddie's more of a target man, kind of play off him. Gabby can kind of create more himself, and his pressure is just crazy, like just ridiculously quick.
Yeah.
But
I think a good question for you guys to think about would be if you guys commit fully to Europa League with the title race. To meet up with Man U.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
How could you go into a knockout tournament, meet up with United, and say, "Now we're gonna we'll mail this one in. We want the Prem. But United's riding your tail like 6 points behind you.
It gives them
To your point.
momentum if you do shit like that, dude. Because then you give them the opportunity to smoke us, and then they have momentum going back into the Prem. We don't play United again, thankfully, but we do obviously have City again. So yeah, oof. I mean, I don't know. I guess we still kind of have to go all out for Europa. I think it's another great thing to lock up and just I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if
Uh,
we look at the outcome of the season, say we choke the Prem, we come in second, and we finish with no trophy this year, how are we gonna feel?
Yeah, it's gonna feel like a disappointment. Second
Yeah.
and no trophy in Europa is definitely.
That's gonna feel like
We
shit.
need one or the other. To be honest, for this to be a successful year, at this point in time, I'm finally at the point where I can say the only way it's not a disappointing year is if we get either the Prem or Europa.
Mm-hmm.
If
But neither of them is
damn
disappointing.
near, some people would say almost both need to happen. I won't get that greedy. I don't want to get that greedy yet.
Yeah.
But I can see the argument why we would almost need to get both because of how
Yeah.
we're playing right now. So
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. But United's fucking gross, by the way.
Yeah, they're decent.
Rashi is on another level right now, but he's scoring every game. So
Ten Hag really got those guys into shape.
dude, Ten Hag, man. New bald man in town. Speaking of bald men, Graham Potter too. What the fuck is Chelsea doing, Nick? I wish Grady was here right now. So we could...
Is he bald?
He's not bald. He's got a little bit of hair. A little bit of hair or a lot of hair? A little bit of hair. Okay, maybe he has a decent amount of hair. Whatever. He reminds me of a bald guy. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's just so many goddamn bald guys. Nikki, thoughts?
On Chelsea?
What the fuck are they
Chelsea are
doing?
hilarious.
They're
I mean, like,
hilarious.
how do you buy a fresh 11 and then just like throw them in together? And be like,
Really?
be like, no, it'll be fine. Like, we'll rack up some wins. Those guys don't know how each other play. Like,
No idea.
What am I watching?
You just had so many injuries. You had Reece James who was hurt. You had Chilwell who was hurt. Conte hasn't played in a fucking like year. It's like, dude, you have a lot of people coming back. You're fine. Even when Mason Mount's playing well, like, he's a factor too. So,
Mhm.
and you signed Enzo Fernandez for 120 million after playing like 4 decent games in the World Cup. Like what?
Mudryk for how much? Like
Mudryk for 115 or 100, whatever. It was barely over 100.
Yeah. Felix on
yeah.
loan.
Felix on loan.
Mhm. Who else was
Yeah.
it? We signed Mudiecki from
Odieki,
PSV
yeah.
or something.
Isn't Cuckoo joining in the summertime too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus Lord, bro.
I mean, respect to them for spending the money, but like
They spent the
at
cash,
what
I
point
guess.
do you like figure it out though and like produce wins?
Exactly. Yeah, I
Shout
don't
out
know how.
Grady though. Love
Shout out
seeing
Grady.
disappointed.
Gotta get Grady on. We gotta get a Prem pod episode soon.
Oh yeah.
Or just soccer pod in general. A little bit of footy. Shout out Grady. Yeah, I don't know, dude. The second half of the season is gonna be interesting. I'm very nervous. Like Nick, we need points at the Etihad. Like we need points at the Etihad now.
Mhm.
After losing at home.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're gonna look. I think we play them in like 3 weeks, so I don't know how it's gonna look. I don't think we have that hard of a schedule. Do you agree that we need to get some sort of points in that game?
Yes. And I think almost more for like momentum purposes or like
Exactly.
bro, if we go in there and like we're up, even if we're like I guess I don't know how many games are after that fixture. But if we're up like 6 points and we go into that game and like let them get all 3, like think about the momentum shift on that is insane.
Yeah.
Just like knowing that like, yeah, this is the team that's on our ass and they just whooped us. Like that's so degrading. But
City just feels like I feel like they could just go off at any time. Like someone said it the other day, like they could go off for 10 in a row, just like that.
yeah,
They could just win 10 games in a row.
scary.
Just
It
for a
really
team
is
that's so
scary.
deep and so good. So if they click at the right time, they will not lose. We don't have that capability on our team. We're really, really good, and we're gonna score a lot of goals, a decent amount of goals. We're not gonna do some shit like that where we could hit like bless you, where we could hit like 10 in a row. So
Mhm.
that's what I'm scared of. Is you never know if we're gonna hit that like turbo gear and then fucked.
Facts.
I don't. Who knows?
Best case scenario, Spurs, FA Cup, 4th place.
FA Cup win in 4th place. Is that what other cups are you guys in right now?
Champions League, FA.
Champions League and FA. That'd be cool to get the FA Cup.
Can we see a long-term Champions League run from Tottenham right now?
Oh,
The 18-19 when we made the finals against Liverpool, we had a shitty season. We finished like 6th.
true.
Mhm.
Harry Kane to the final.
I feel like Champions League, anything can happen, man.
Anything can happen in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Do you guys have the team as of right now to have like a long-term Champions League tenure where you're like, you guys are gonna be top 4 no matter what? Or do you think you're not there yet? Okay.
There's 4 or 5 pieces. There's Kulisevsky on the wing, Romero at our center back, Skip in midfield, Bentancur in midfield, and then we just signed Danjuma, Pedro Porro, and those are like the main things. We need to replace Hugo because ass now unless he plays for France again. Because when he plays for France, he's fucking amazing. He's like
So
the
good.
most gifted Frenchman on earth.
Yeah.
And then when he plays for us, he bottles shit like against Arsenal.
Yep.
And you're shutting help the ball go in the fucking goal.
Yeah. Tough.
So yeah, we have like pivotal pieces. When Harry Kane moves on, he's like 29 or 30.
Yeah.
When he moves on,
You think he'll sign another extension?
yeah, they were talking about it last week. First came out that he was open to an extension.
That'll be interesting.
He's 30, Son's 30, Boybeer's 29 or 30. But the weird part is, I don't know if you guys saw this stat. So Conte's been out. He had like gallbladder surgery and he stayed in Italy with his
Saw
family.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
He's missed a few other games with like a family issues. And our assistant coach, Stiolini, has a 4-0 record as coach. We won our last game. He helped us beat City and then 2 other like smaller games. And people are saying, because you know how football Twitter is super reactionary.
Yep.
Like something could happen. And that, like think about the beginning of the season, everything bad that happened to your team maybe, or even last season, and then halfway through, what 2 wins will do for you. Like, oh, we're going for fucking top.
Yep.
People on Spurs Twitter are like, well, why don't we just sack Conte and then take on his assistant coach that's been with them at Inter in Italy for the last 10 years. It's not crazy. It's just super shady.
Yeah, that would be hella shady.
We significantly play way different with our assistant coach. It's so weird. It's like they're scared of Conte because Conte's like a micromanager. Like if you're 5 steps out of everything, like you're getting your head torn off. But Steeling's like let's have fun, like Brazilian football.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
we're getting relegated.
we get relegated. Southampton's going down, which sucks, but they are.
Who else down there? Everton's down there, right?
Down there. Watford's down there.
West Ham's down.
Not Watford, my stupid ass. West Ham? No.
Yeah.
Aren't they like?
They're like 17th. You're playing them. They kept saying that. Oh, they're close. They haven't won game in the 8 matches.
Oh, Leeds is down there and West Ham.
It's down here. Oh yeah, West Ham's 18th. No,
Bournemouth is right there too.
I don't know. West Ham's not getting relegated. We're getting Declan Rice in the summertime. Calling it right now. We're getting Declan Rice in the
Say
summertime.
that.
Don't
I
just
like it.
thank you later. Like Bournemouth is barely on the edge. Like West Ham is not going to stay down there that long. They're not going to. Fulham's going stupid in the 6th spot, Nick, with
That's
Mitro.
pretty nutty.
Mitro.
Brighton in 7th. Oh, that's just amazing to see Liverpool in 8th. That just feels
I love
so great.
Liverpool 8th, and I love seeing Chelsea in 10th. Those bastards. Move west, Leicester City that Noah lost to 4-1 in 14. I hate seeing Leeds down there, man. They sacked fucking Jesse Marsh, and it's like, dude, they didn't even let him play with this new signing. I don't know. That was shady. I didn't fuck with that.
Yeah, it's literally the U.S. men's national team, but I don't know.
Shout out Weston McKinney in the Prem now, Nick.
Mm-hmm. Why'd you do that?
No one made me look behind. But not seriously. Appreciate everyone out there. I don't know.
Hell of a wrap up from you. Go ahead though.
I saw a Twitter video. Sorry, before we leave this, did you see the Twitter video of the guy with the Iron Man suit that he made? That was sick. I'll try to link it right here.
Thanks for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. Episode 5. That's a wrap.
Pleasure. So 5. That's a wrap. See ya.